Okay, so this is part two, I suppose, of the first video that I did. This is a continuation of the pre-intermediate, intermediate kind of level conversation in English. So this is for our students here at Ries or anybody else that wants to look at this and to try and improve their English for listening and also for vocabulary then as well. So today, well, in number one, I did 1, 3, 5, 7, and now this one I'm going to do 2, 4, 6, and 8. Okay, number two, what is the best advice you've ever gotten? Okay, so this is a little bit strange, okay, but okay, first of all, anyway, you've ever gotten. So Americans would say you've ever got. So it's a little bit different between like European English and American English, okay? Basically, this is the present perfect. So present perfect is anything like recently or in your life up until now. That's generally what the present perfect covers the majority of the time. So I think the best advice I ever got, I don't know. I didn't actually think about this question before I did it, but I think when somebody tells me not to do something, I think that's when I kind of want to do it. It kind of pushes me more to do it, you know. So the best advice I've ever gotten is when somebody has told me not to do something, then I'm really stubborn and then I kind of have to do it. So I think that's probably one of the best pieces of advice ever. Or maybe work hard and study harder, something like that. So I think it's very good advice in general. The next one, number four, what type of person are you? So this is kind of similar to the first question that I spoke about, similar to describe yourself. So the type of person that I am is I'm very methodical. I like to focus on one thing at a time and then do it. You know, I like to think of many different projects that I can be working on at the same time. And what else? I think I'm a kind of a friendly person. Obviously, I like to talk. That's why I'm doing this podcast then as well. But yeah, I think the type of person that I am is that I'm very dedicated, very responsible. I think of myself as like a family man then as well. Number six, what thing are you obsessed with at the moment? So I think I am kind of obsessed at the moment with writing. I'm working on some like writing projects at the moment, and then also this as well. You know, I really love doing kind of like public speaking or podcasts then in general, you know. So that's why I wanted to focus on this at the start of this year as like a new project, you know. So I really, really like that. And then, who is your oldest friend? Now, obviously, when you say your oldest friend, this isn't like your grandfather, for example, okay? So this is like a friend of yours that you've been friends with for a really long time. So I think my oldest friend, I know him since I was really, really young, since like primary school. His name is Shane. Now, at the moment, he's living in Canada, but so when we say describe him or her, obviously at a lower level, you're talking about physically, but then at this level, then you need to get a little bit more advanced. Okay, so he's a very funny, very friendly kind of a person. He has a big heart. He's kind of an active person then as well. He's, I think, very sentimental then as well. Is that like he would think about you even when he's not with you and send you a message and say hi or something like that, you know. I think he's very dedicated and very responsible then as well, and he's sporty as well. So that's really, really good. I know him since I was in primary school. He actually grew up in a house just down the road from where I'm from, you know. And then, well, I'll do one more question then as well. Okay, so what is or will be the highlight of your day today? Okay, so highlight is the best part. So if you're watching a football match or a football game, highlight are the best parts of it. If we're talking about like text or in a book, to highlight is to mark something with a different type of luminous marker. But the highlight here, the best part of my day, I don't know, I was cooking earlier and I made really nice food, shepherd's pie or like a cottage pie. You can Google that if you want to see what it is. And then maybe this then as well. I was teaching in the morning as well, which I really, really like, because one student is advanced and the other then is upper intermediate. So I really, really like that as well, teaching those classes. So I suppose my best part of today, maybe when I go home, yeah, I'm going to relax and spend time with my son and my wife, and I don't know, water my plants, that kind of stuff. You know, just have a nice evening at home. So I think that's probably my favorite part as well. Also, just another thing that I would put in here as well is that anybody that's kind of struggling to get their English level up really, really high, I would always suggest to watch as much TV and movies as possible. So, for example, here in Mexico, anytime there's like a big Marvel movie or a big blockbuster, a really, really famous movie that comes out, I think around the first week to the first 6 weeks, you can go and you have the option to watch it in English with subtitles in Spanish. Also, as well, if you want to be watching like a TV show, I don't know, something like Modern Family or Friends or something like that, I would suggest to have the audio in English and then the subtitles in Spanish, because especially with Americans, they're quite informal with their English, but they use a lot of cultural phrases and a lot of phrases in general when they're talking. So I would recommend that then as well. Change the music on your phone, so don't have banda or I don't know, norteño or anything like that on your phone. Try and have music in English so you can be listening to it when you're walking somewhere or if you're driving or anything like that. And then, yeah, definitely try and watch movies, go to the cinema, and then also watch movies at least once a week in English. If you could get into the habit of something like Modern Family or Friends, where it's just 20 minutes a day, and then, yeah, I think Friends and Modern Family are both like 10 or 11 seasons. So there's around 22 to 24 episodes each season, so you have a ton of episodes to get through. First season will be a little bit tricky. Even myself, like watching Game of Thrones in Spanish, it was quite challenging for me because it's a very complex story as well, and especially to understand like the family structure and everything like that within the TV show, it's quite difficult, but it really does help you a lot as well. So basically my advice would be, if you can speak and if you can listen, everything else is easier after that. Okay, so I wanted to thank everybody for your comments and likes and everything like that. You can subscribe to the channel as well, so every time I upload a new video, you'll be notified that there's a new one up as well. And thank you very much, and hi to all my students, and I'll see you this week or next week then as well. And yeah, have a great day. Thank you very much. Bye bye.